Welcome to Sri Narayan Guru High School. Today we will study history. Lesson number 3, India's internal challenges, part 3. Previously we studied part 2, that is issues concerning Northeast India. In this part we are going to study about Naxalism and communalism. Naxal movement in India. This movement started at Naxalbari in Darjeeling district in West Bengal. In this slide you can see map of India, West Bengal and highlighted Darjeeling. That means this Naxalite movement started in this place, Darjeeling. The Naxalites organized the small land holding farmers. Here in this slide you can see the Naxalite groups, and to the left side of the slide you can see small land holdings of farmers, means small acres of land, and land laborers and took charge of their lands, put up red flags and declared that area as free territory in 1967. So in 1967 they took the farmers' land and they hoisted their red flag there and declared that area as free territory. All those movements that took inspiration from this rebellion are called Naxalite movements. The movement had the objectives of establishing action committees to raise the voice against the exploitation of the farmers by the landlords and confiscate the land of the landlords and distribute it among the tenants. Here, confiscate means take or seize someone's property with authority. Here in this slide you can see Naxalites, and here below right side you can see landlords super, that is landlord's property, and left side of the slide below you can see a small scale farmer. This means that the Naxalites used to confiscate the land of the landlord. That means whatever they have taken from the small scale farmers, they used to distribute it to the common people or the tenants. Here landlord means a person who is having more acres of land. Later the movement strayed away from its objectives. Here strayed away means to deviate from the direct course, leave the proper place or go beyond the proper limits, especially without a fixed course or purpose. It took recourse to terrorism to prevent any government schemes and welfare policies from reaching the common people. Here in this slide you can see different types of government schemes. Schemes means facilities provided to the people. Here for women, farmers and all common people, different government facilities have been provided by the government. All this they tried to stop. The Naxalites started a parallel system by rejecting the democratic system. This made Naxalism a serious challenge to India's internal security. In this slide you can see Naxalites, and also to the right side bottom you can see challenges to internal security of India. That means Naxalism is a major challenge for India's securities or soldiers. The Naxalite movement was mainly located in West Bengal. In this slide, you can see very clearly with red color highlighted West Bengal. That means Naxalism was mainly located in this place. Later, the movement spread to East Godavari in Andhra Pradesh, parts of Visakhapatnam, Karimnagar in Telangana, Adilabad, Bastar, Rajnandagaon and Sukma in Chhattisgarh, Gadchiroli, Bandara and parts of Chandrapur in Maharashtra, Balaghat and Mandala in Madhya Pradesh and Koraput in Odisha. In this slide you can see very clearly all these named parts where Naxalism is still going on. In the right side of the slide, very clearly it is given Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Jharkhand, West Bengal, all these highly affected area which is highlighted in red color and slightly colored, that is slightly red color, that is moderately affected area, and very fade color, that is marginally affected. That means to the whole of India Naxalism has been spread. In order to maintain their influence, the Naxalites established an organization called People's Liberation Guerrilla Army, PLGA. This conflict is still going on. So far we learnt about Naxalism. Now we will learn about communalism. Communalism is a serious threat to unity of our country. Let us know the meaning of communalism. Communalism is a term used in the world to denote attempts to construct religious or ethnic identity, incite strife between people identified as different communities, and to stimulate communal violence between those groups. It derives from history, differences in beliefs, and tensions between the communities. In this slide, you can see the different religion symbols to the right side of the slide. That is shown our secularism. Communalism emerges out of narrow religious pride. The British sowed the seeds of communalism in our country. In this slide, you can see a small map given here which is highlighted in red and green color. Red color is West Bengal and green color is Eastern Bengal. The partition of Bengal in 1947, part of the partition of India, divided the British Indian province of Bengal based on the Radcliffe line between India and Pakistan. Predominantly Hindu West Bengal became a state of India and predominantly Muslim East Bengal, now which is called as Bangladesh, became a province of Pakistan. People of different religions have happily lived together since many centuries in our country. In this slide you can see all type of religions people have get together for a havan. There is nothing in people of different religions living together in a country while being duly proud of their own religion. Even though in our country different religion people are staying together, they are feeling proud of their own religion and also they respect other religion people. But when this pride becomes excessive, then it turns into bigotry. Let us see what is meant by bigotry. Bigotry means intolerance towards those who hold different opinion from oneself. For example, a bigoted person who is intolerantly devoted to his or her own opinions and prejudices, especially one who regards or treats the member of a group such as a racial or ethnic group with hatred and intolerance. Each one of them then begins to consider their religion superior and other inferior. This leads to religious fanaticism. What is meant by fanaticism? Fanaticism means uncritical zeal or with an obsessive enthusiasm related to one's own or one's group's devotion to a religion, a form of human fanaticism which could otherwise be expressed in one's other involvements and participation, including employment, role, and partisan affinities. Fanaticism is the base of communalism. People don't trust each other. In this slide, you can see through Cartoon Network that how people don't trust each other and how they behave inhumanly. Compatriots following different religions are looked as enemies. What is meant by compatriots? Means a native or inhabitant of one's own country or fellow countrymen or countrywoman. Means the people who are living in the same country are looked as enemies when communalism takes place. As a result, it becomes difficult for everybody to come together and get organized for their rights and demands. Fanaticism makes the perspective of looking at events and people prejudiced. Let us see the meaning of prejudiced. Prejudiced means having or showing a dislike or distrust that is derived from prejudice. Bigoted. Some people begin to think of economic and social questions also in the framework of their own religion. Some people of all religions think that since they belong to a particular religion, they have no influence in politics. They begin to believe that they are being treated unjustly. They hold the idea that government is partial against their religion. In such condition, they become too sensitive about their religion and their co-religionists. If anybody speaks about the people of their religion or insults the religious symbols knowingly or unknowingly, riots break out because of this kind of thinking. Hundreds of innocent people are killed. Public property worth crores are damaged. Due to the bitter memories of the riots, people are estranged from each other and mutual trust receives a setback. Trust between people is the basis of coexistence. If trust breaks, social unity receives a blow. How can national unity be achieved without social unity? Hence, it is necessary that we all counter this religious communalism with all our strength. If we have to achieve national unity, then we have to mix with people of different religions. We should accept the good practices and ideas of each other. We should be able to look and understand our economic and social problems rationally. We should not mix this question with our religion. We should search for the economic, political, or historical reasons that are responsible for disturbing religious harmony. This is the only way to put an end to communalism and strengthen our national unity. In the next part, we can see about regionalism.